Yo, what's up everybody? How's it going? This is NorbCam coming at you on a blue Friday. Friday night before the weekend of third week of the NFL. And for us, the Seahawks, we are hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. And this is our home opener. We've been started on the road, lost in Denver, and then last week lost in Chicago. 2 games, which I believe we should have won had they done a few things better, particularly committing to running the ball. But that's a whole another story, a whole other thing I've been yammering about. But now we're on to this week. What's up everybody? Sorry I'm not going to be able to read all of your comments because I'm driving. And I believe on the camera it shows me as if I'm driving on the right side of the car, but I'm not. I'm driving on the normal side of the United States, except the car flips things, so it looks like I'm driving a British car, but I'm not. People have asked me, how come North drive? I thought he was from the United States. Why is he driving on the right side? So that's why. Anyway, I said the title of this video, we're in trouble. And here's why. For those of you who've been kind of keeping up with some of the details leading up, and first let's just start with the obvious problems we've had. We've had a couple of things from, as I mentioned, the aforementioned non-committal to running the ball. Chris Carson only getting 7 carries and then 6 last week. And then we've had our share of injuries already. This week we've had some good news and we got some bad news. So I'm going to talk about these injuries right now. The good news is that we get Bobby Wagner back. Woohoo! We also get DJ Fluker, our right guard, back. So that's the good news. Bad news is Doug Baldwin is still out. KJ Wright is still out. And now our left guard Ethan Posick, who's actually been pretty solid, he's out. And our center, Justin Britt, who got hurt diving for the ball on that strip sack near the end of the Chicago Bears game, he's questionable. Most likely out, which means probably one of the most important linemen and one of the best dependable linemen we've had, who calls the signals and the blocking protections. He's going to be likely out and replaced by Joey Hunt, who to me I think is the smallest offensive lineman in the entire NFL. The dude is probably barely bigger than me. I don't think he's 6 foot. I mean, I think he's got obviously more weight than me, definitely more muscle weight than me, but he is not a big guy. He did pretty well in preseason, but that's when he was playing the scrubs and all that stuff. I'm very concerned about that. Big time concerned about that. We were already having issues, but so we get one back and we potentially lose 2. So I don't know where that puts things in the scope of things. Yes, we're not going against an elite pass rusher like we did the first 2 games, like Denver's Von Miller and the Bears' Khalil Mack. Cowboys have as much of a threat, but the point is still that you know, our line is going to be heavily tested. Thank God we're playing at home, so at least our new center is not going to, our replacement center is not going to have to deal with crowd noise and all that stuff. Well, who knows? There might be a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans in the audience. We'll see. What else? Other injuries. So I already mentioned KJ Wright is out. So, and Michael Kendricks, the soon-to-be convicted felon, who played actually really well for us last week against the Bears. I thought he had actually a pretty good game, considering that he flew into town like 2 days earlier. He did a hell of a job filling in. He's unlikely to play, so we're going to be Bobby Wagner, Calitro, and Barkevius Mingo, I suppose, will be it. So we're scraping the barrel in the linebacking position again. Is that it? Oh, and then I just heard the Earl Thomas drama rearing its ugly head. Earl Thomas is, he did not practice today, and Pete Carroll in a press conference said it was due to personal reasons. And when they asked, well, you know, what was it in Rio? Was it an injury or was it this? He just said, no, it's a personal thing, and so he's not going to talk about it. That is not a good sign, folks. And we all know that Earl Thomas is not happy with his contract situation. He held out as long as he could until he got to game check time. And now he's strangely unable to practice. You know, my concern here is that, you know, Earl Thomas is one that I think you know, I think that guy, if he's on the field, he's going to play hard because he doesn't want to look like he's a slacker out there. He's not. I think he has too much pride to not play to his 110%. But he could suddenly be injured or have some other issue that keeps him from being on the field, and just simply decide, I'm not going to play today, and tell anybody whatever. Oh I got stomach flu or something. I don't feel like I can go today, coach. You know, if he doesn't really, you know, I know it's concerning, like anyone who's on a contract year without an extension. Worst case scenario is to get injured on the last year of your contract, because then the next year comes around, no one picks you up, your career's over, and then it's done. That's obviously his whole point. So I don't even know if Earl Thomas is going to be playing in this game. It leaves a big question mark as to what's going to happen in regards to that. So, and it's not like we've been playing great already. You know, add this on top of what was already a not very good showing in the first 2 games. In 2 games that were very winnable. You know, first one was by a field goal. I had the opportunity to win or tie that game in the last seconds. And then in this last game, final score was the difference of a touchdown. Really, we lost by 2 touchdowns because we scored with only like 12 seconds left in the game. And it would have taken a miracle on an onside kick to get the ball back and actually, you know, potentially tie it. But that was due to the very unfortunate, timely turnovers of the pick 6 by Russell, and then the strip sack fumble that happened after that, which pretty much iced the deal for the Bears. So, but we could have won those games. I'm convinced. Had we had stuck to the running game and gave Chris Carson the 20 minimum carries that I said we would, if he got, we would win the game. I truly believe that. I believe we would have. I believe Russell wouldn't have been in a situation where he had to pass the ball, get sacked as many times as he had. He's been sacked 6 times in each game so far. That's 12 sacks in 2 games. That's a pace for 96 sacks for the season, which is crazy, unacceptable, and bad coaching game plan, if you ask me. Yes, the O-line isn't doing a great job. Yes, Russell has missed some passes. He's made some bad plays. He has not come through in the clutch in the 4th quarter, in the final 2 minutes where he had a chance to take the team back and win the game like he's done so many times in the last few years. But it starts with what you did for the first 3 quarters. And not giving Carson at least 10 carries, much less 15 or 20, is completely baffling. And there's been talk all week, debates amongst sports analysts and sports talk radio people about why did Chris Carson not get enough carries. And Pete Carroll just came up with, first day he said he was tired from special teams because he's played special teams, so he was tired and he couldn't go. He was gassed, which was a bunch of crap because he only played 2 plays on special teams. He never touched the ball after early in the 2nd quarter, and he never got it again the rest of the game. So that was BS, and he got called on it, or actually admitted to it the next day. He said, "Oh no, actually that wasn't true. I just kind of lost track of in the flow of the game. I just kind of lost track of where Chris was, and you know, didn't get on the ball." Just, what? How do you lose track of your starting running back? How do you forget to give him the ball? And then he admitted that he had kind of started putting his own personal game plan in, or overrode the offensive coordinator in the 3rd quarter to take more shots down the field, which was a direct result of having 2 3-and-outs that were all pass plays and not a single run play. Pete Carroll, man, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. I don't know if he just doesn't trust his offensive coordinator, Schottenheimer, and he's just overriding everything he's doing and is micromanaging things. All I know is whatever they're doing isn't working. And, you know, you gotta try to run the ball until you can't do it. I sound like a broken record. I know I said this on the video that somehow got deleted. I somehow accidentally deleted this video I had about my rant after the Chicago Bears game. I'll say it. I said it once. I said it 7 times. I'll say it again. we have to run the ball, and darn it, give it to Chris Carson. He's a better runner right now than Rashad Penny. In time, Penny might be a great runner, but he's not yet. And you've got to stick with that. You've got to give it to him until the running game isn't working. And mix it up a little bit. Let Russell run a little bit. Although I did hear that there was one point during the week that there was a report of Russell having a hamstring issue that apparently he suffered when he threw that touchdown, that beautiful touchdown pass, by the way, to Tyler Lockett. Apparently he did something to his hamstring. So that was concerned. So maybe that's why he's not been running as well. Maybe he's had issues that he hasn't been completely forthcoming about. So, and we know Russell Wilson, he is not a guy who will take an injury and let an injury take him off the field. We've seen that. We saw that in the Arizona game last year where we lost Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor. Russell Wilson took a headshot. He was supposed to go into that tent, remember? He was like, they're closing the tent. He's like, get that freaking thing off me. I ain't going into this stupid tent. And I think consequently the Seahawks got fined for him not going into the tent and following concussion protocol. But he refused to go down, which is one thing I love about the guy. He's going to play, but it makes you wonder. Maybe there's something else going on, which I wouldn't be surprised because the guy has been sacked 12 times and probably hit a bunch of other times too that didn't go on the record books or the stats as a sack. But he's been getting killed out there. So they've got to come up with a better plan to protect Russell, or this is going to be a mess of a game. But yeah, the juju right now, the vibes on the team is not real. I don't know, this whole Earl Thomas thing feels not good. The lack of unity and harmony amongst the coaches, the line, the philosophy of what they're doing in terms of the run game. I mean, all these things are very concerning to me. And that's why I think we're in a little bit of trouble here. I predicted we'd win this game. It is our home opener. And for all intents and purposes, if you guys have any hopes of, making the playoffs, like outside hope, 10-6, I said in my prediction video that we were going to go 10-6 and squeak into the playoffs. I mean, that's squeaking, at 10-6. And you start the season out 0-3, that means you can only lose 3 more games, and then after that, it's pretty much lights out. So we the stats say that teams that go 0-2, start 0-2, their chances of making the playoffs are only 11%. The Seahawks have done it once before in 2015. And Cam Chancellor did his holdout. We lost 2, then he came back, and then we kind of got back on track, made the playoffs eventually as a wild card team. Or wait, no, maybe that wasn't wild card. Maybe we were. I can't remember now. Yeah, that was that Minnesota Ice Bowl game, I think. Anyway, yeah. So that's what's at stake here. You get 0-3, I think pretty much forget about talking about playoffs. Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. I feel like that dude. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. This is a must-win situation on Sunday. Now, I don't have a really strong vibe as to how we're going to do in this game because I can't get a vibe out of this team from what we've been doing the first 2 games. So we shall see. Just have no idea what kind of teams we're going to have out there. And whether Earl Thomas will be out there, and is our center going to be out there. And nervous as hell. Just don't want the season to be over this quick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right now we're worse. We, along with several other teams that are 0-2, worse than the Browns. Cleveland Browns get their first win in over a year last night on Thursday Night Football. That actually was a very boring game that suddenly became really interesting. And sorry, Gangrene David, but man, talk about starting off and looking like the team to beat, and all of a sudden falling from the rafters down to the basement in less than 2 weeks with that crappy performance. Suddenly Sam Darnold don't look so hot right now. It always sucks when you are the team. You know that Cleveland was going to eventually win a game. You're just wondering, who's the team that's going to be the sucker that loses to Cleveland? And, well, guess it had to be the Jets, Jets. I guess it had to be somebody. It's not too much of a surprise that it would be the Jets. Jets aren't as bad as the Browns, but Jets have found funny ways to screw things up. Sorry, Jets fans out there, particularly you, Dave, because you're a cool guy and everything. But, man, tough road for you guys. And yet you guys doing better than us. Your record's better than us. And yet I feel worse for you. I guess maybe because you had that little stinger of hope right off the bat. Right now for us, there's nothing to give us hope right now. It's been all just depressing this whole time. So yes, your expectations are lower. It's a lot less disappointing of a fall when you start off already on the wrong foot. Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see who shows up. I just don't know the identity of this team right now. I don't know what our coaches are doing. I don't know who's the clutch person. You know, Russell's usually clutch. He hasn't been clutch. You know, really nobody has been solidly clutch. Shaquille Griffin had a good game last week. McDougal had a good week the previous week and has been playing pretty solid. Outside of that, you know, it's just kind of a random roulette of possible outcomes. Well, what can we do? We're just fans. I'm gonna go in there and scream my lungs out. Yeah, that's all we can do is try to make it tough for the Cowboys. But we got to win this game. It's gonna really suck Sunday night if we lose this game. But I hope you guys saw my Rivals video. The Cowboys one. It is not a brand new one. It's kind of a resurrected classic one. Trimmed it down a little bit to make it a little bit more not quite so dated from 2015. Hope you guys had a chance to look at that. It was fun to dust that one off and bring it back up. That's all I got. That's all I got. For some reason, I have not seen any of your comments in here. I must have my settings off or something where I'm not seeing the chats, but I'll read them later. Can't read them anyway right now. But thanks for watching, you guys. For those of you who are the Seahawks fans, please tune in on Sunday. I'm going to try to do this live out of CenturyLink. The internet has been driving me nuts over there. I don't understand why. For some reason, I can do Facebook fine out of there, but doing live on YouTube is really ugly. Just cannot get a good stream out and at the stadium. So if it doesn't work, I'm probably just going to have to do Facebook and then upload the stream later because I had no choice. Kind of stuck with what I got to work with. But I hope you guys will listen in. It's going to be a 1 o'clock game, Pacific time. So tune in and listen to the game or watch the game with me. And you'll get my reactions as this game goes. Certainly to be some colorful reactions. I'm expecting that. So we'll see. But hopefully I'll be chatting with you guys on Sunday. All right? Thanks a lot, y'all. Hit that bell. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. And, yeah, let's see what happens on Sunday. All right, later, y'all. Go Hawks. I think. See ya.